whatever, it's probably easily a $2,000 trip, and I'd spend that all day long. Just so much learning. And I think the thing that I get out of family reunion mostly is every time I go to those classes, I think I'm not thinking big enough. It really expands the way that you think when you see that there's people out there that are running these incredible real estate teams and living a great life and making it work, and they're no different than I am. They put their pants on one leg at a time, and I always think if they can do it, I can do it, and I'm just not thinking enough.
I'd say it's worth every penny, because of, you look at what people pay to go to college and what they spend on, books and education and dorms and all type of stuff. And some of these things, a lot of times people come out of a college or come out of a course, whether it be a year long or 4 years long or a few months long, and they come out and somebody summarizes it up and like, hey, that's everything I learned in that last year. I wish I would have talked to you sooner or something like that. And that's kind of what this is that people, again, going back to, people have been there, done that. They succeeded. This is how they succeeded. This is a path you need to take. Here's your summary of what you're looking to do. And so it's definitely worth it, because it's not only saves you money over a long term, but it saves you time as well.
Gene Sowers was probably the one that I learned the most from. It was building a team from 1 to 4, and it's the steps to do that. Because we always think as a busy single agent, our first hire should be a buyer's agent, and it's not. It's full-time admin. The other thing is how he talked about sacrificing today for a better tomorrow, which I don't think was part of that, but it was about wealth building and sacrificing today and to build a better tomorrow, and I like that one a lot.
I would say the biggest takeaway is probably hearing from so many people not to let the fear of failure get in the way and to not get inside your own head. There's so many different ways that can happen, and it's as simple as anybody can tell you that, but hearing that from so many people and watching the level of success that they're at, I think it resonates more with you and makes you, just focus on the task at hand. This year, I'm just at a different point in my business. So every year, every year a family reunion has so many different classes for so many different levels. And I think every year I've gone to different classes that I would have never gone to the year before, or I never thought I would be going to that next year. So this year, I'm just at a different point in my business that I want to be looking at a higher level of achievement out of certain classes. And those are the ones that I want to be looking for and signing up for. And those classes that I'll be looking for this year is something that maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I figured that was way out of my, that wasn't in my vision, or that was way further than something I wanted to try to get to. And it's just amazing how when you learn something from each one, you bring these little nuggets back and implement them in your business, how far you can see your business go when you actually look back to see where you came from.
You pick the best thing about family reunion is that you pick what you want. You're not stuck into a class that you don't like. So you kind of look on the schedule and see what you want to take. If you get into that class and that's not really what you want, you can step out of that class and go into the next hall and take something else. And, our goal is there's so many ideas that come from so many different ways that if you can just leave family reunion and implement 3 things into your business, it's just makes a huge difference.
Favorite moment is always the bars after. And that sounds funny, and everybody will, a lot of people will say, yes, of course, that's what Dave likes the most, because I love to go out and have a cocktail with others. However, it's actually when you get the most ahas out of it. So you have people sitting around, you have dinner, you have a couple of cocktails, you're sitting around talking about it. What did you learn? What did you hear? How did you hear that? So somebody, whether it's Gary Keller, Cody Gibson, or, all those famous people up there, it's not what did they say, it's how did you hear it. And that's where we learn, oh shoot, I didn't even think about it like that. That's a good point. So a lot of times it's the after hours where you really get a lot of things that stick with your head a little bit more, I guess.